Yeah, it's excruciating, because it tests your focus and resolve and so many other things as well. And they have 10 events pretty much, and the events are all mixed. So they might give you 400 words to memorize, and you've got rows of 20 for the words. And if you make one mistake, you don't get 19 out of 20. You get 10 out of 20. You make two mistakes, you get 0. Right? And you've got, say, 15 minutes to memorize all those 400 words. So they give you time pressure, they give you scoring pressure. So you can memorize everything, but if you make one mistake in each of them, you can end up last. It's very, very challenging. And for 6 years, I tried to become number 1 in Australia. I couldn't do it because I was memorizing twice as much as everyone else, but yet failing on those 1 or 2 spots, which was unbelievable. They also have, you mentioned before, numbers, thousands of digits of numbers. We have to memorize in 5 minutes, and also other events, half an hour. They had names and faces, but just on pieces of paper, just cutouts of people and random names. They also have random shuffle decks of playing cards. So whoever memorizes these random shuffle decks of playing cards in the quickest time essentially wins. And they don't allow, again, for one mistake or anything like that. So it's brutal in terms of the rules. So we basically have to train not just for memorizing as much as we can, we have to train for not making any mistakes. So what does that involve? That involves a really high level focus, really high level concentration as well, because if things are going off, and we've had events where there's been, police sirens going past, or someone's phone going off, or things like that, you still have to remain focused. They can't just restart something because you've already used up what you needed to use in the brain. So it's kind of irrelevant. So it's really tricky. And when I mentioned before training in those difficult times, my friend and I used to train together, and we used to train at busy shopping centres, believe it or not. And we thought there's not just white consistent noise, there's dynamic noise. So how do you train for that? So we had to do things that really tested our ability. So when we went to competition, nothing would faze us. I mean, people would be wearing, really massive, industry sort of, headphones, where they, the tradies wear and stuff, and glasses with just pinholes in them so only they could see the numbers and cards and not anything else. Whereas we'd go in there, none of that stuff, and memorize more than anyone else because we've trained ourselves. So that's what essentially we're doing. We're trying to make sure that our mental state is ready for the occasion, not just for the competition, but beforehand as well, because I could have been, I've tried this 6 times. If I fail again, what the hell's going on? I need to win it. So there's a lot of questions, and a lot of people have fear as well of, what if I can't do it, and things like that. So it's just about cutting out noise beforehand, what to do during, and then, afterwards, don't really think about that. But unless you want to sort of visualize winning.